Should I open my e-handbook?
Yeah, open your e-handbook, check your truth bullets, and just review everything you
Okay, let me stretch real quick. Holy crap! I'm about to freaking send my boy to hell.
know. Go ahead and click on them so you can read the details.
Victim, time of death is estimated 1:30 a.m. Body was discovered. Coder's room, blah blah blah, bathroom, cause of death.
You can scroll, yeah.
Stab wound to the abdomen. Right wrist appears to have been fractured. Alright. Scratches and knives on the walls. They use the sword.
I think you can use R1 to switch to the things as well.
Cool. Handle was missing. Some of the gold coating and was part of the blade. Okay. The sheath was found some distance from the sword. Okay, so we know that he used. Okay, cool. The switch room keys. When the victim was discovered, Makoto's room key was also found in the kitchen. Psycho originally asked Makoto to switch. Right. So they placed in Makoto's room before he arrived. It remains unopened. There's no evidence of it having ever been used. All the other male students claimed they haven't used theirs either, but still. Not a single hair was found on the floor at the scene of the crime. In addition, the lint roller shows evidence of being used. She wrote in her blood. She broke her wrist. Had some blood on it. Series of numbers. It's assumed Psycho wrote these messages while leaned up against the wall as she lay down. I read that book. That's a good book. Makoto's bathroom door was difficult to open due to it not quite fitting in the door frame. Now it's broken. They're broken, the screws. The nameplates were switched. That's weird. I wonder who did that. Oh, that's weird. Kitchen in the dining hall has a set of kitchen knives. One of the knives has gone missing. It's in Sayaka.
We know where it is.
This is Io. Okay. IOE. Is it IOE?
It's Hina.
It's Hina.
That's Hina.
How that's fine.
How do you pronounce 3 vowels?
It's crazy. I'm so glad gosh, I can't even imagine.
Hina.
It's Hina.
Everyone calls her Hina.
Makoto did not come to the dining hall at any point while she was there. Even though she thinks I did it.
She still thinks you did
There's
it.
There's apparently a trash room. The incinerator is activated. It was on. When Makoto checked, it was on. There's a burnt piece of clothing. Somebody who wears a white button-up. Shards of glass were found of a ball. It was worth $1 million. Idiot.
Back out of here.
Okay, cool.
Then go to set skills, because you have a few skills that you got.
What does that mean?
You got skills from hanging out with your friends.
I have to aim? Steadies your aim a little. During non-stop debate of the Hangman's Gambit.
See what skills you have. You're probably just going to equip everything you have.
What?
So scroll through all your skills and see what you unlock.
Knowledge skills. Increases damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed. Effective during the bullet time battle.
Just go ahead and equip it.
Okay.
We'll see what else is left. And
that's
now,
it.
Yeah. Just equip it. You didn't hang out with enough friends.
Okay, so I can only do one.
No, you've got SP.
Okay.
You only use 3 out of 10. So you could potentially equip like 2 more or 5 more points worth.
But I just don't.
You don't have any.
Okay.
You haven't hung out with them.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right. And is this gonna be a bullet hell?
It'll be not a bullet hell per se. You're gonna be the one shooting.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll explain it.
Okay. All right.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
Okay, so no more reading, I
Your
guess.
votes will determine the results.
Yeah, I'll probably read like the tutorial parts that are about to come up. But...
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
And the killer really is one of us, right?
Of course.
Okay then. Everyone close your eyes. And whoever did it, raise your hand.
I love him.
This will work.
Don't be a goddamn idiot. Why the hell would they raise their hand?
Before we move on and start the trial, can I ask a question real quick? What's going on with those pictures?
I'd feel awful if they got left out just because they died. Friendship penetrates even death's barrier. Friendship penetrates?
Can you shut
Shut up.
up?
Okay, but what about that other empty seat? There were only 15 of us to begin with, so why are there 16 seats?
Oh, no reason. It's just that our little courtroom here can technically fit up to 16 people. Okay, that about does it for the preamble. Get ready to get started. First up is the case summary. Now, let the class trial begin.
It's about to begin the debate to decide who we think the killer is. Anything I found, anything I noticed, I have to be ready to speak up about everything. Because this isn't just about me. Everyone's lives are on the line.
Your first non-stop debate is about to begin. Would you like to hear more?
Yes. Please.
Yes! As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, characters will speak one after another without pause. It's up to you to unearth any lies or contradictions buried within their statements. What this means is that you'll have to use your truth bullets to refute what they say. Any relevant truth bullets you found during your investigation will be loaded into the truth cylinder.
That's crazy.
Use the left stick to aim, then fire with the triangle button.
Okay.
Pay close attention to each character's statements and use your truth bullets to blast the right ones. Note that if you run out of time, you will automatically fail, so please be careful.
Do I get a trial run? Or will they go slow enough?
You'll be able to do it.
Okay.
You will have no problem executing this test. Well then, good luck.
Okay.
Have fun.
So all I have to do is left stick and triangle.
Yes. For now.
Oh boy.
For now.
Here we go. Make your argument.
Evidence of a struggle.
Okay.
That is the only truth bullet currently loaded in your sight. So be ready to shoot that at something that.
The one who was murdered was Miss Sayaka Maizono.
Okay.
We know that part already. And the murder took place in Makoto's room.
In the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems most likely that the killer must have taken her by surprise while she was in the bathroom.
Wait, you got the big orange one. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you missed.
I missed! How did I miss? I pressed triangle.
You gotta. It takes a second to shoot it.
Okay.
So next time, just do it faster.
Okay.
And don't shoot first thing. Shoot.
Chance to resist.
You've done it.
Okay, there we go. That's wrong!
Don't yell at her.
She's trying! She's doing her best.
Just a second, Chihiro. Try to remember how my room looked. With the way
This.
things had been damaged, I think we can definitely assume there was a struggle.
I think we can assume that.
A struggle? Between who and who?
It's who and whom.
Between Sayaka
Sorry, that's an asshole move. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
You're doing your best. I love you. You're so sweet. Thank you.
So you're saying Sayaka wasn't caught by surprise in the bathroom? She must have been attacked in the main room first. Then she ran to the bathroom to try and hide.
Yes.
The killer followed her in, and that's where they finished the job.
That much should have been obvious after taking one look at the scene. It shouldn't even need explaining.
Sorry.
Well, she didn't see the scene.
She said no! Leave her alone! She's doing her best!
Okay, so what's next?
Next is the subject of the murder weapon.
I definitely wasn't doing her voice right.
I couldn't tell you to do that, but
Wow, this is starting to sound like a real trial.
I'm gonna need you to try a little bit harder with him.
I do not want to
No.
try harder with it. You can do Sakura's voice. I don't want to do Mugi's
No.
voice.
You're right. Okay,
What was used to kill Sayaka? What could it be?
Alright, here we go. Hi! What was used to kill Sayaka? Do you know? Kitchen knife set.
So what was used to kill her?
There was some kind of sharp object thrust into her stomach. Without a doubt, that is the murder weapon.
So the killer used some random knife they had.
No, it's wrong.
Shut your
that's
mouth!
Wrong. Get him, Makoto.
No.
Tell him.
Get his
I
ass.
do think it was a knife, but not just any knife.
I think
I'm
it was a
almost
knife.
positive it was a kitchen knife.
Huh? A kitchen knife?
After the murder, we discovered that one of the knives from the kitchen was missing.
Which means that knife must be the murder weapon.
Okay, I don't know who did her voice, but that must have hurt her.
Oh, yeah. I guess that makes sense. You could sort of see the weapon sticking out of her stomach.
You could kind of tell it was a knife.
And if you look real close, I could totally see that being a kitchen knife.
Here, take my hand. Come on.
Okay, so the murder weapon was a kitchen knife, but where does that get us? I mean, we all know Makoto killed her, right?
Shut your mouth.
Right. Makoto's room was the scene of the crime. What more proof do you need?
Hold on a second.
Let's draw our conclusions after we presented our arguments. Otherwise, what's the point of the trial?
You are a school cat.
Well, we can talk all we want. It's not going to change that conclusion.
I don't think
Doubt.
that's true at all.
Doubt.
I'm sure if we keep at it, something new will reveal itself.
You really believe that?
There's gotta be a breakthrough somewhere. Just
I've
waiting
already
for us to
solved the
find it.
murder. I'm just waiting for you people to figure
Because
it
I
out.
know damn well I'm not the killer.
I know, I do. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates. Would you like to hear more? Yes.
Because I've not been doing a super great job.
You can concentrate. This will help you a lot.
Oh,
You can
okay.
concentrate by holding down the R1 button. While you're concentrating, time will slow down so you can pay closer attention to what everyone's saying. Or aim. Use it to aim. Use this button to aim. On top of that, it'll steady your aim. Concentrating like this consumes the focus gauge, and if the gauge empties, you can't concentrate. The focus gauge will recover over time, so let your brain take a rest. No need to rush. Well then, good luck. Have fun.
Have fun.
Are you having fun?
Okay, here we go.
So I guess there's no question that the kitchen knife was the murder weapon.
Just wanted to see how that
But
looked.
where does that get us?
Makoto must have taken it from the kitchen, right? He did it in secret, when nobody was in the dining hall.
You
I almost
with all
missed
the tools at your disposal.
Listen. Listen, I am not.
You will get better at it.
I'm not video games.
You will get better at it, or you will never solve this murder.
Next, you're gonna say you're not the killer, right? Go ahead and say it all you want.
Well, what if I have a witness? What do you think, Hina?
Huh?
What?
Who, me?
Look at her
Who,
shaking.
Who, me?
Remember what you were telling me earlier?
Went to get some tea from the kitchen last night, and all the knives are still there. Want to fetch my tea? Went back to the kitchen to wash my glass. One of the knives was gone. Go. So you're saying the knife disappeared while you were drinking the tea in the dining hall? Yeah.
Just to
That's
be
what happened.
perfectly clear, the knife disappeared while you were in the dining hall, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
And at any point while you were there, did you ever see me come into the dining hall?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Yeah.
No,
Come on, help me out here.
Definitely wasn't there.
The knife disappeared while Hina was in the dining hall. But I wasn't there the entire time. In other words, there's no way I could have taken the knife.
Okay.
Aha!
Then what about this? What if the idiot swimmer girl and Makoto are in on it together and lying to protect each other?
You're just making stuff up.
Idiot swimmer girl! Oh, and more importantly, why would I get involved in something like that?
That's not very nice to say about me.
Speaking of which,
Oh, you're talking
I'd like to
about
ask the bit, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
But what if they did work together, and they just didn't know about the rule?
Good grief! Enough already! No, okay? There are no accomplices in this case! Oops! Did I say that out loud?
Anyway, I didn't go to the dining hall. and I didn't take the knife. So I'm not the killer.
Duh.
Okay, so then, who did take the knife? Hina seems the obvious candidate. After all, she just said she was in the dining hall.
No way! I swear it wasn't me!
Sure, but can you or anyone else prove that? I can.
Oh,
That's right. Sakura was with me the entire time I was drinking my tea.
I hate to have to ask, but just to be sure, Sakura's...
Me.
Right.
But then, couldn't either one of them have grabbed the knife?
Actually, no. Because, well...
Just spit it out already.
I stayed in Hina's room last night.
Oh.
I got so scared thanks to those creepy videos. I wasn't really thinking, I just asked her to stay over. Which means we have airtight alibis. You stayed over? Doesn't that violate one of the school regulations?
Nope.
We're not allowed to sleep anywhere but the dorms. But it doesn't say we have to stay in our assigned room. So, I don't think that's a problem.
It is a problem! A boy and a girl spending the night together? It's
Ishimaru. Don't.
I'm a girl.
You are? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
But
Oh,
it
bless.
wasn't easy. Then what other possibility is there?
Actually, there is one other possibility. Right, Hina?
Oh, yeah, that's true. One other
Who
person
was it?
died
Who could it
in
have
the dining hall while we
been?
were there.
Tell us.
Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, because they're not here anymore.
Oh.
Sayaka. She's the one who came to the dining hall. And then later, she wound up dead.
Sayaka? Okay, so the person who took the knife from the kitchen was... I have a time limit?
yeah.
So,
Time limit for this very difficult question.
it was Sayaka. I figured it out! That Sayaka took the knife. Yeah,
That's the only possibility.
it's literally what we
And
just found
thinking
out.
back on it, she was acting kind of unusual.
No.
When she came into the dining hall, she didn't even look at us. She just went straight to the kitchen. As she left, she said she just wanted a drink of water. But most likely...
The person who took the knife was the victim herself!
Who is it the bench?
I'm sure she just took it for self-defense.
What's Takumi doing?
So
He's
you're
just
saying
he's
the
just
knife
stuck in the last
itself
pose he did.
was then taken from her, and she was killed with it? In that case, you may not have taken the knife, but you still could have killed her.
Ooh.
See? He did do it after all.
Don't look at me like that.
You're wrong.
So, that's how you would twist the argument and send us all off in the wrong direction? You possess a most terrifying talent.
Damn, if I don't do something, they're gonna blame me for the murder. Don't they understand? If they convict me, everyone's gonna die.
Hold on. It's still too early to decide conclusively that Makoto is the killer, wouldn't you say? Because you see, if the room did belong to the killer, then they did something most bewildering. And until we unravel that little mystery, you simply can't declare that he's the killer.
Bewildering? What the hell are you talking about?
Something was missing from the scene of the crime that by all rights should have been there. You know what I'm talking about, don't you?
Oh boy,
Hangman's
time for
Gambit.
the Hangman Gambit.
Please tell me how to do this. I'm so bad at the video game.
As things advance further in the class trial, the Hangman's Gambit will eventually take place. The point of this is to reveal an important phrase related to the incident in question. You'll have to deduce the phrase from the letters flying around and the letters already known. You gotta play Hangman! Complete the phrase by shooting down the flying letters in the right order.
I think I have auto on. How do I turn that off?
Okay. Okay.
It's fine when they're talking, but like...
Use the left stick to aim and press the triangle button to shoot the desired button. Shoot down the wrong letters, you'll suffer damage to your influence gauge. People will not believe you. this gauge reaches be 0, or if you run out of time, you fail. Well then, good luck, have fun.
Something that should have been at the scene, but wasn't. The lint, or the hair. To just figure out what that something is. Ooh. Oh boy.
Into your brain and think.
Okay.
What is it?
Fun. Hair. Did I shoot it?
Shoot it more.
Hair.
Hey.
Now I understand.
I get it!
That's how you spell hair.
That's right.
That was one of my
There
spelling
wasn't a
words.
single hair on the floor.
So, the culprit removed some evidence?
Yes. And if I were the culprit, why would I need to get rid of all the hair in my own room? It wouldn't be unusual at all to find my hair at the crime scene if the crime scene is in my room.
The reason all the hair was gone was to remove any trace that Sayaka had ever been there.
Nope.
She's obviously
Look
there.
Look at my man! It's like, oh,
I am not concerned.
That makes sense, does it not?
No. If that were the case, they would have had to do something about the body itself, not just her hair.
Yes, very.
Okay, then why wasn't there any hair on the ground?
The killer got rid of it all, of course, to remove any trace that they had ever been there.
Wait, then that means...
Precisely. It's simply beyond reason to believe that the room's owner and the killer are one and the same.
Then Makoto isn't the culprit?
I told y'all!
That's what I've been saying.
Decide something so important based solely on the absence of some hair?
Nope. I got more.
No. There are other reasons that prove why Makoto couldn't have done it.
Look at my girl. Ooh, she's so smug. Ooh, she's so smug.
I would like to hear these reasons.
Tell me, please.
Do you remember anything remarkable about the bathroom at the scene? Sayaka was attacked in the
Not
main
there,
room
not
first,
yet.
Then fled into the bathroom, right?
Yeah, then they ran after her, got into the bathroom, and stabbed her.
And how did the killer get into the bathroom? Did they have any trouble with it?
Yeah, they did!
What do you mean?
It's fairly certain that the killer had some trouble getting into the bathroom. There was clear evidence left behind. Do you remember,
Do
Makoto?
you know?
Evidence to prove that is doorknob. Object from there, but
I just have the whole. Yeah.
doorknob.
Yes. The item.
I got it! Evidence
Hold it.
that the killer had trouble getting into the bathroom. You're talking about the doorknob, right?
Yeah.
Huh? The doorknob? What doorknob?
The doorknob to the
Hey.
the door to the bathroom.
Hagakure? Gosh.
The doorknob for my bathroom. It was completely broken. See how the top part was unscrewed? And the doorknob's about ready to fall off?
Oh yeah, true. But what does it mean?
In trying to bypass the lock, they ended up nearly removing the entire doorknob. This is another most bewildering act for the room's owner. It proves Makoto is beyond suspicion.
So what? You're saying he wouldn't break the door in his own room? But if the only choice you have is to break it, you break it. There's nothing bewildering about it.
Yeah.
You still don't see? Okay then. Let's take another look at how the incident unfolded.
you.
Hopefully that will help you understand.
Bewildering act. There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates.
Tell me more.
Absolutely. Please.
From here on out, the number of weak spots will start going up. But no matter how many weak spots, there's essentially only one lie or contradiction in that debate. What I'm trying to say is, not all weak spots you see are necessarily false. Use a truth bullet on the wrong one, and not only will you fail to refute what they said, but you also lower your trust with everyone, and your influence gauge will take damage. This is important, because if your influence gauge reaches 0, you fail. You'll have to rely on your own logic to determine which weak spots are actually lies or contradictions. Well then, good luck. Have fun. Have fun. You having fun?
Okay, gotta aim.
Gotta aim and think.
Okay, the door frame.
Sure.
Is it my toolkit? It's got to be
The
Makuto,
incident
right?
took place in Makoto's room.
Well, no, this is the only.
Makoto's back.
Sayaka was first attacked in the main room. She then fled into the bathroom.
Then the killer ran after her. And they got into the bathroom.
At that point, the killer had to try and bust down the door.
Is that it?
Because
Is it?
Sayaka had locked it.
The triangle!
Come on!
Gosh, I'm so...
Okay, just slow it down. And there you go.
Cool.
What?
The reason my bathroom didn't open wasn't because it was locked. After all, the girls' rooms are the only ones with locking bathrooms, right?
Yes, now that you mention it, that is true.
Then why didn't your bathroom door open?
Because it was stuck.
Huh? What are you talking about?
My bathroom door doesn't fit in the frame quite right. Monokuma over there can testify to that.
Yup, true as true can be.
Yep.
But you know, you're supposed to be the ultimate lucky student, right? But to have such a cruddy door, that's not lucky at all.
Oh, wow, is it?
So the reason the door
Anyway.
was just because it was stuck. But the killer didn't know that and assumed it was locked. So they tore apart the doorknob to get in.
Okay, but then why would the killer even think the door was locked in the first place? Everyone should have known you can't lock any of the boys' bathrooms.
The killer could easily make that mistake, thanks to one important detail about the scene of the crime.
Our nameplates were swapped!
What could it be?
Wait, the important detail about the scene of the crime that they didn't know is that it was my room, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got it!
I was like, wait.
Because they thought it
You
was her.
must not have realized that it was my room.
What? Are you saying the culprit didn't even know where he was? That's inconceivable.
And yet, he's absolutely right.
Say what?
Well, to be more specific, what the killer didn't know was that Makoto and Sayaka had switched rooms, which is what led to the misunderstanding about the bathroom. If Sayaka had been in her own room, then
there would have been a lock on the door, and they would have had to break through.
So they had no idea how unnecessary their actions were.
ultimately, we can't know if it came open by force or simply by accident. But the killer must have been considerably confused, with no idea how they actually got the door opened.
Regardless, it was a pointless act. Wasting time trying to break down a door that wasn't locked is...
definitely something I wouldn't do, since I would have known exactly why it wasn't opening, right?
Yeah. Is it still me? Can we say it's not me yet?
Definite possibility.
So the killer would have to be someone who didn't know they'd switched rooms?
It's literally exactly it.
Then Makoto couldn't have done it.
Yes.
Are we there yet?
That's why I've been trying to tell you, idiot.
Okay, then who did do it?
I'm sorry, but I give up. Quit without saving.
Shut your mouth.
But what happens if we can't decide on who we think did it?
We all die.
Why don't we just vote right now?
No!
Rules.
That's a bad idea.
Rules? You really think that's a good idea?
Yeah, our necks are on the line here. Someone seriously needs to do something. For serious.
Does no one have any other thoughts or questions? It does not matter how trivial they may seem.
I haven't. Look at this man! This man's poker face is nothing.
Oh, as a matter of fact, I do have one question.
Oh, you.
You don't gotta sound so disappointed.
It's fine, it's fine. Just ask your question.
Oh yeah. Okay, so, well, I was just wondering, how did the culprit get into Makoto's room in the first
That
place?
is a good question.
Excellent question, Nina. Thank you.
Yes. How did the killer get inside?
Maybe Sayaka just dropped the key somewhere and the culprit picked it up. That's possible, right?
I don't think so. That seems way too convenient.
Then maybe someone picked the lock?
Negative! If you remember, Monokuma made it quite clear that the locks are all unpickable.
Fine. How about this? The killer got in the easy way. They could have knocked and said they wanted to talk or something, and Ms. Maizono just let him in.
No, that can't be it either.
Oh, trying to argue against me? Sounds like
we have already established it's not me.
Hello? Why exactly can't that be it?
She asked me to do something in particular because of how frightened she was. That's the answer right there. There's no way Sayaka let someone in because she asked me to swap with her?
It's either that, unless there's anything else. No, it's that. Yeah.
I got it! Because Sayaka was already scared, remember? That's why she asked me to switch rooms in the first place.
Same goes for you, Sayaka. No matter who it is, don't let anyone. You think I'm sure it's you, though. Absolutely wrong.
Knowing what she'd been through, I just can't believe she would have opened the door for anyone.
What if her being scared was a lie?
Huh? What the hell is that supposed to mean? Why would she lie about something like that?
I know you don't want to consider it, but look at this and tell me. Can you still deny the possibility?
There's something I want to talk to you about, just us two. In 5 minutes, come see me in my room. Ooh. Check the nameplates to make sure you don't get the wrong room, okay?
I found a notepad during my search, and I shaded in the top sheet with a pencil.
Oh!
And these are the words that appeared.
So you took that evidence and let me look at it, okay.
Didn't let me find that?
I've totally seen people do that on detective shows.
She's the ultimate detective.
When you write, it can leave an imprint. Sketch over the next sheet of paper, and you can see the words. When I saw that, I was like, holy crap! I better make sure I rip the paper out before I use it from now on.
It's a pretty old-fashioned technique, but even the classics can be surprisingly useful sometimes. Oh, and I should also mention, I found the notepad on the desk in Makoto's room.
Huh?
Which means only someone who had been in Makoto's room before the incident could have written it.
Then
Mad Mondo is.
Makoto, who lived there, or Sayaka, who switched rooms for a single night.
So, Makoto, did you write this?
No.
No, I didn't. But
of course you didn't, because the note also bears a perfectly legible signature. Sayaka's signature.
And that note. Sayaka wrote it?
But why? Why would she write that?
Did she want me to get murked? Was she trying to get me in her room so that
What?
The note was likely her way of getting in touch with a certain someone.
Ooh.
She must have slid it under their door to let them know she wanted to meet with them in secret.
If you got an invitation like that from the ultimate popsicle...
Of course,
Shut up.
I'm only in...
Shut up. We're gonna skip everything you have to say. I'm sure I agree.
And honestly, even if they did, I do not think they are at all involved in what happened.
What?
Huh? What makes you say that? Would you like to hear what I have to say?
Yes.
Very well then.
Why did you say
Pay
that?
attention.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, got my hands on the trigger. Dorm nameplates. Okay, so who swapped the nameplate? Oh boy.
Sayaka and Makoto switched rooms, correct?
That's wrong!
In the note, the place
No.
they were supposed to come to, it specifically said, my room. I see. So if someone read that note, then they would have gone to Sayaka's room. Exactly. The room that Makoto was staying in.
Is that it?
So in other words,
Nope.
even if
Did I lose my bullet?
No, you can shoot
and
it.
did what it said, they would not have any connection to what happened.
It certainly would seem that way.
Exactly. The room that
Yeah.
Makoto was staying in.
There you go.
No, that's wrong.
Ooh.
I feel sorry.
The nameplates
It's
on
okay.
mine and Sayaka's rooms got switched.
They got switched?
What?
That's right. the nameplates got switched, just like the rooms themselves. As a result, the nameplate on Sayaka's room actually had Makoto's name. And the nameplate on Makoto's room had Sayaka's.
So what you're saying is, the room Sayaka was staying in was actually marked as her room.
Then, if someone did do what the note said, they would end up at Makoto's room where Sayaka was.
Plus, their rooms are right next to each other, so switching the nameplates would be no problem. And the one who switched the names was... Well, of course it wasn't you, right, Makoto?
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, then who did it?
Boy, you gotta work on your poker face, my guy.
What is that fun?
There's only one person who could have switched the nameplate. Sayaka, wasn't it?
I got it! Me and Sayaka were the only ones who ever knew about us switching rooms. So the only other person besides me who would even know to switch the nameplates was Sayaka.
You can also infer as much from her note.
In 5 minutes, proceed in the room. Check the nameplates, make sure you don't get the wrong room. Oh! She was gonna murk somebody. She was gonna do a murder and then pin it on me.
Oh, no.
I didn't have everything. And then Leon was like, hell no.
She specifically
Don't you hate it when your girlfriend tries to murder your boyfriend and then your boyfriend murders your girlfriend in retaliation?
I hate being in a polycule! Why does this always happen?
You can't do it. It just doesn't work.
But why would she
More than one
switch
waifu
the
will
first
ruin
place?
love.
Was that you, or did that come from somewhere?
That's gotta be someone. No, I did not make that up.
I
don't know where it started, but
She wanted someone to come to the room she was in, and also hide the fact that it was Makoto's room.
What?
Inviting someone to your room, but not telling them you'd switched rooms. Why would anyone do that?
She was gonna murder.
To understand that, we first need to understand what happened after she invited the person into the room. That's where the answer lies.
What happened then was probably whoever she invited over came in and attacked her. We figured it out. We know who did it. Whoever she invited over is the culprit.
Yeah, who'd she invite
yes,
over,
but how-
Ishimar?
We still don't know who it is, you goddamn idiot.
Sayaka fought with her killer there in the room, yes? Perhaps the answer to our previous question lies in that initial struggle.
Yes, I think you're right.
Then... we just have to figure out what happened during the fight, right?
That reminds me. There was a replica sword at the murder scene. Was that perhaps used during the fight?
Yep.
Oh yeah. What's the deal with that sword?
Sayaka suggested I should hold on to it. I thought it might come in handy if I had to defend myself.
Which I bet is exactly what happened.
It seems pretty likely
Except
that the
Leon.
killer used it to break Sayaka's right wrist.
How the hell can you possibly know that's what broke her wrist?
Because it had gold on it.
Is it like that? Yes.
Look at it.
Behold!
All you have to do is take a good look at her broken wrist, and it should become pretty clear. Right there where her wrist is all swollen. There's something glittery there. See?
Is that gold?
It sure is. Specifically, the gold coating from the replica sword. You barely have to touch that stuff, and it'll stick right to you. And there's some on her wrist because...
I got it! Because she got hit with the sword, right there on her wrist!
You did it.
You've done it.
I see. And so the truth draws ever closer.
Alright, then it's about time to solve this mystery.
Happened in my room. What led to Sayaka's death? That's all we need. That's what we need to make clear.
There's a bit more to learn about non-stop debates with Lex.
Please, please help me learn. I'm so bad at Vigi games.
Are you getting used to the non-stop debate?
No!
Get good.
I'm
Starting
trying.
with the next debate, I'll start loading multiple truth bullets into your truth cylinder.
That's crazy. Are you serious?
But just like with the weak spots, only one of those bullets can actually refute the proper statement.
Oh, come on!
Press and release the L1 button to cycle through each bullet. Or you can hold down the L1 button and use the left stick to select a specific bullet. By the way, if the logic difficulty is set to kind, fewer bullets will be loaded into the cylinder.
I set it to kind, didn't I?
No, you set the logic difficulty to normal. You set the other one, the action difficulty. For our purposes this time, the logic difficulty will be set to medium. We're gonna up the difficulty on this question for you,
so that you have more bullets.
So you understand what it's like. But that's fine. Well then, good luck. Have fun.
Okay. Now I pause. This is how I change. Replica sword, sheath, knife set, replica sword. Okay, so...
Yeah.
Okay, so it's who used what weapons.
Fighting broke out.
And I recommend like slowing down when you see the one that's wrong.
When the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
It...
That's what broke Miss Mizono's wrist.
So she tried to fight back. She grabbed the kitchen knife she had hidden away.
But I think that's right.
Took it off from her too.
And they killed her with it.
And that's exactly what happened.
Do you know which what
Probably the first one. No, the person with the sword really did attack first. There's no certain part of the sword got damaged.
There's your hint.
Okay, so the sheath got damaged, right?
So you got the right bullet. Now you just gotta figure out where it goes.
And that's when the first blow was dealt. A sword-based sneak attack.
No, it's wrong.
Incorrect.
No. Let me tell you how it happened.
Actually, no. I don't think the fight started with the sword.
Why not?
Because the sword's sheath had been scratched. See? There's a gash in it. Like someone cut into it with something sharp.
I actually can't see the gash.
It's there. You gotta trust me. This is a
JPEG.
You mean like the kitchen knife? That was the only sharp thing found in the scene.
Stop jumping ahead. Slow down and explain it so I get what the hell's going on.
Okay, I'm gonna hold your hand.
If the sword was used first, there wouldn't be any explanation for the scratch on the sheath. If you were going to attack with the sword, you'd take it out of the sheath first, right?
That's true. With the sheath on, it'd be heavy and bulky and useless as shit.
Okay, so how did the sheath get damaged?
If they got attacked with the kitchen knife, maybe they grabbed the sword as a defensive impulse. In that situation, there wouldn't be any time to actually unsheath the sword.
So you're saying the sword was initially used to defend against an attack from the knife?
Which means whoever had the kitchen knife was the one who attacked first.
I think I get it. So here's how it all played out. The culprit came in, found the kitchen knife hidden there somewhere. Then they took the knife and attacked Sayaka before she knew what was happening.
No.
So she grabbed the sword to defend herself. But then the culprit took that from her too. Then, after they broke her wrist with the sword,
you just swap weapons back and forth. They're style switching.
Sorry, but I don't think Sayaka used the sword to defend herself.
What? How the hell can you not think that?
Because she never held the sword at all. There's a certain part of her body that makes this clear.
Her hand. Her stomach!
I got it! You're talking about her palms, right? The palms of her hands were perfectly clean, so I don't think she ever picked up the sword.
How can you know that just by looking at her palms?
Like I said before, the gold coating on that sword comes right out.
Let me see your hands, Leon.
In fact, if you look, you'll notice that a lot of the gold has already come off the handle. It's safe to assume that's because whoever used the sword got some of it on their hands. There's really no way she could have picked it up and come away completely clean.
Maybe she washed her hands after she escaped into the bathroom.
Sorry, but I don't think so.
I don't think so, so we're gonna ignore it.
Why do you say that? Is Is it because you think I'm ugly?
Can you shut up?
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I think that.
That's not it at all.
Can we not focus on that? Wash the gold coating off her hands because... What happened?
She's afraid of water!
Water was off!
I got it! According to the Monokuma file, Sayaka's time of death was around 1:30 a.m. In other words, at nighttime. And the water in the bathroom shuts off at nighttime, right?
Oh, I didn't know that. Actually, I haven't taken a shower here yet.
Gross!
Oh my.
Gross!
Even he's grossed out by that.
You smell like a big fat ugly donkey!
I'm not sure whether to take that as an insult or a compliment.
An insult, obviously.
Are you stupid?
So anyway,
Yeah.
if Sayaka never touched the
Stupid
sword,
when you stay.
in that case, the killer is the only one who used the sword. But hold on. If that's right, then the one who damaged the sheath with the kitchen knife was...
Sayaka. Would have been the one without the sword.
Yeah.
Sayaka? She had the kitchen knife?
We've already established that she got the knife.
But
But
you
already
established
said that
this.
the attack
But
started-
Kodo is very slow.
The person with the knife attacked first, and the sword was used as an impromptu defense.
Then the one who attacked first was...
Sayaka?
Now do you understand? She wasn't a blameless victim in this.
No, far from it. It's almost as if she'd been planning to commit a murder of her own.
A murder most foul. What?
She took the knife from the kitchen, then invited the culprit to the room she was staying in. And if it's true that she had the kitchen knife and attacked without provocation,
Indeed. These are all the actions of an assailant.
Which brings up another point. Makoto, Sayaka was the one who suggested you two switch rooms, correct? Maybe the reason she wanted to switch rooms
Was to put the blame on
was so
you.
that she could pin the crime on you.
Yep.
That is a possibility, is it not?
Sayaka wanted to... on me?
That would also explain why she would switch the nameplates. She wanted to get whoever she had targeted to come to Makoto's room where she was staying. And by committing the murder there, instead of her room, that would implicate Makoto. But for that to work, the target had to be lured out while still keeping the room swap a secret. If the target knew she had switched rooms, they would have become suspicious right away.
So all that's why she switched the names?
But doesn't that plan seem a little risky?
Well, yeah.
For one thing, even if her plan worked, Mr. Naegi would just tell everyone they switched rooms.
I don't know. I'm not sure our soft-hearted Makoto is capable of that kind of cutthroat behavior. I'm sure Sayaka realized the same thing, which is why out of all of us, she asked him to switch rooms.
I can't believe she was gaslighting me! She was gaslighting me!
Plus, she was the ultimate pop sensation. A totally forgettable kid. Or a national superstar. Who are you more likely to believe?
Why are you looking?
Wait, then you're saying she had this all planned out?
Holy shit!
But in the end, her plan backfired. She launched her attack with the knife, then found herself under attack in turn. That must be when her wrist got broken, and she was forced to drop the knife.
The tables were suddenly turned on her, and she died at the hands of the one she planned to murder.
Just hold on! That can't be true!
It doesn't matter, my dude! Like,
I don't like that, so it must be wrong.
but she was my friend!
Because...
Hey! You guys have totally derailed the argument.
Somebody still murdered her.
You're being super boring right now. Come on, hurry up and decide who did it. Wouldn't it be awful if I had to punish you all just because you ran out of time?
Oh yeah, we gotta decide who we think did it.
Makoto, right now you just need to concentrate on figuring out the answer to this mystery. If we can't uncover who murdered Sayaka, it's over for all of us.
Oof, is it really all over? Obviously, I'm committed to finding out who killed her, but what can I do? I mean, as far as clues go, there's nothing left. Except for the fact that...
What could
what could be left?
What,
All right.
what other clue
Make
could
your
there be?
argument. Okay.